Ooh. Welcome back to another Saturday night. Which microphone is this? Alright, it's the right one. Bear with me for just a second. Probably take a while for anybody to get in here. It's been a couple weeks. The sound has been horrible, so I'll try to fix that. At least somewhat. Hey, what's up, Melvin? Melvin and Anderson? Is that correct? Dang. My camera angle is not the greatest, but we'll deal with it. Hang on just 1 second. So, I got a whole bunch of food that I've still got to eat. So, I'm probably, well, actually, I know I'm not eating anything tonight. Just kind of updating, coming back. We're going to open a box that Scott sent. Got a couple cat hairs on it. That's awesome. Anyway, I'm going to have some vintage coffee and a couple, well, at least one vintage smoke that I got here. That, which probably, I don't know, 69, 70, 71, 72. What? I don't think I've ever had one from 72, so not that I can recall. It's 1971. Yes, I have, and I have multiple of those probably. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at my stuff. But I'm still looking for a 72. I'd love to come across. That crookedness is bothering me. Okay, that's better. See that line back there? It's a little better. Close. Yeah, that's close enough. Anyway, I don't think I've ever come across a 1972 MCI. There was a box of abandoned ship, I think, that was actually later than that. I think Steve had years ago. And if I recall correctly, it ended up having menthols in it or something. Like, they were, what were those? Salem's? I think. They weren't Newports, obviously. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen that. But anyways, that's the game plan tonight. What's up? But I assume you're a fellow streamer. Let me, real quick, I will, oops. Make a quick post. What you doing, buddy? You getting up there? Go ahead. You can get up there, I suppose. Old gray guy. He's a good kitty. The MRE experience. What's up? Yeah, it's been a minute. So I did make a post there, I would say 3 weeks ago now, roughly, where I asked everybody if they wouldn't mind if there was something that, if it's something you do, if you wouldn't throw out some prayers for my dad. And, well, that didn't, he didn't make it. It was very unexpected and very hard. It must have been Salem's then. Yes, okay. That's the only time that I remember seeing like a brand name menthol come out of something Steve got. Well, no, I take that back. He might have had a There might have been something else. It was, I can't remember what it was. It was like a prototype group meal or something, and it might have been freeze dried. It seems like you might have got menthols in that as well, and I think the date on that was later also, maybe like 74, 75. So there was a few odds and ends things that were outliers outside of the standard MCIs, the daily meals, the stuff that was very common and used a lot. There were other things like the abandoned ships. Those came with smokes up until 70, at least 74, if not 75 or 6. So anywhere in between 74 and 76. I cannot remember. But those were an outlier, and they did have 2 packs of smokes in those. And then there was a couple other, I don't think they were actual production meals that I seen Steve have and get. Be careful, buddy. No. Nope. You're going to knock everything over. Here. There. Now you got room. All right. Yeah. I got to take him in and get him a surgery on this ear right here. He's got the same thing going on that the kitten had. Be careful, dude. I don't want you knocking stuff over. Yeah, he's a good boy. Yeah. Anyways, it's been a weird last couple weeks, so, or 3 weeks. I don't know. It maybe a month. It's all kind of bled together. I think I was basically awake for 4 or 5 days. All right, buddy, you got to get down. Go on. Or not. Here, up, easy. Yeah. This cat's got pretty eyes. He's got real green eyes. Don't you, buddy? Don't you? You got pretty eyes, huh? He's a good cat. He's a good kitty. He's a good kitty. Yeah, he's a good cat. Yeah. Good kitty. Let's show him your eyes. Show him how green they are. It's pretty rare. They don't look as green in here in this light, but... Okay, buddy. Okay. You know I'm going to have to make you get down. Yeah, I don't want to be a butthole to him right now. I might have to throw him outside, though. You might have to go outside if you won't stay off the table, buddy. Buddy boy. Big old head on you. Yeah, big old head. All right, let me make a quick post here. I won't help too awful much. I guess the cat's entertainment enough for right now. Doing his thing. All right. Grab a link. If I can. Yep, it's not popping up in my... It's got right up on the camera, huh? Alright. Share. Copy link. Go back here. Create a post. Current selection. Oh, I don't have the right picture for this, but that's okay. Above. There we go. Had to use an old picture just because I didn't want to make another thumbnail right now. Alright. That's it. It's good enough. Because I'm not going to leave this live stream up anyway. I'm going to private it afterwards. Yeah, cats pretty much do what they want. You're right. Yep. I don't know. I got a couple that actually listen. Kind of. Not like a dog, though. I miss my Stella. I really do. I miss having a guard dog. Miss having a buddy. All right, are you done, bud? You about done? Stop getting over against that. You're going to knock stuff over. Quit. Man, if you never had a dog and you like animals, I highly recommend it. The only thing is like, if you like to do any type of travel, stay away from home for a couple days, like, you can't do it. You just can't do it unless you've got a really reliable person that you know that will come and take care of your animals. And that is something that we've kind of been battling for years. And we're to the point we will not have anymore, because we want to have a life outside of this house. And you can't really do that. I mean, for a couple days, maybe I can depend on somebody to come and take care of the animals while I'm not here. But overall, look, it's just depends on how much you love your animals. Unless you also, if you can find a very good babysitter or dog sitter or animal sitter, if you have that nearby, then you can still have a life outside of your animals. But your animals pretty much dictate everything. And yeah, they're like children. They really are. The MRE experiences, they're like small children. Kind of. Yeah, I mean, look, that's what I tried to explain to my kids early on, young, which we've had animals ever since my kids were little. We got Sebastian in 2007, which would have made Ethan, my youngest, 3 years old. And Sebastian passed away a couple Julys ago. And then Stella passed away this past July, I believe it was. I think it was July. I don't know, I'd have to go over there and look at her box. They got the stinking date wrong on this. We had this thing printed up and it wasn't cheap, of Stella. And then they put the freaking, look what they done down here. It says 1725. That wasn't the, it was, might have been July 17th, 2025. I'd have to go back and check my stuff to see when it was. Just a little piece of slate. And they, doesn't look like a sticker. I don't know how they print that on there, put that on there. But I don't like where this was sitting at all. Not even a little bit. Oh, man. That reminds me, my dad's funeral, I took a picture down there and I just realized I did not bring it home. So give me just one moment to text my mom. Luckily, she's got an iPhone. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, dogs being like, okay, so I told my kids early on, and I tried to really instill in them and make them understand it's kind of the same deal for them as it is for the animals. Those animals are not going to eat. They're not going to have water unless you give it to them. Like, they depend on you for everything. So you got to be there, and you got to give them everything that they need or want. And, you know, we spoil our animals. Like, we have spoiled our animals beyond what you should, I'm sure. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. I don't know how to feel about it yet. I don't think I I don't, I guess everybody has their own way of dealing with it, not dealing with it, processing it. I don't know. This has been it's been a tough one. And I guess I've spent a lot of time thinking about it. It was unexpected. This was not something that kind of led up to it just happened. And I tried to do my best to do the right thing, be there for my mom, and all that. Anyway, yeah. Which I've talked about this with a couple people. I think I know what happened. I don't think it just happened and progressed on its own, but as of right now, and like, it's just my theory on what happened. But my theory makes a lot of sense in my personal opinion, because he went in to have a surgery for a blockage in his bowel, and they went in and opened him up, but didn't put the stent in, and then just closed him up, sent him home, and apparently had opened it up, but when they didn't say anything. They didn't tell him anything. They just closed him up and sent him home. Basically, they done, from what really, they didn't do anything. Somehow they opened him up, though, to where he could, where he was able to do what he needed to do. And then he wasn't home 2.5 days after that. Got real sick, and then went to the hospital, and it was all downhill from there. Pretty quick. When you lost my dad, when I lost my mom, way closer to my mom than my dad. Yeah, well, that's funny you say that, because so he was technically my stepdad, but he was the dad that I knew, and me and him weren't really that close until, I don't know, the last decade or so, my adult years. What's up, Jay Watterson? But my little sister, which she's technically my half sister, but she's that dynamic doesn't exist. She's just my sister. He definitely, he definitely liked her, which is understandable. Like that, again, that was his kid. I'm not. But I definitely tried to be there just the same. And yeah, me and my little sister have completely different, like literally worlds apart, different types of relationships. I worked with my dad when I was younger. I started when I was probably 14, and I did like three summers working construction with him. 14, 15, 16. When I was 16, I ended up, the year I was working with him, I got kidney stones from drinking way too much Mountain Dew on the job. We were roofing, we were putting houses together, electrical, plumbing, you name it. We were doing it all. Dad was a good carpenter. He could build anything, ground up. Didn't matter. He could build it. Read plans, whatever. I was 16, I was driving, and we were on a job site, and I remember roughly where we were at, the area we were at for sure. I wasn't very far from the hospital, and I went to take a leak, and it was bad. It was bad. Went to the hospital. I had kidney stones. That was the last That was probably the last time that I officially worked with him, was after I got the kidney stones. Then I went on a trip to Chicago with, at the time, my girlfriend, and then would have been my senior year the next year. And I graduated when I was 17, went straight on the road to work as an electrician to New York City when I was 17. That was my first job. My first, like, on my own job. I had tax-paying jobs. Mom says I was 13. I think I was 12. I can't remember if I was 12 or 13 when I went to work at Dairy Queen. And I was the cook at 12 or 13 years old. So if you came into Dairy Queen, I was cooking your food. The hot dogs sat there. Man, them hot dogs. Dairy Queen was the only place I ever knew and ever seen that would serve green hot dogs. Drove me crazy. And I'd be like, you don't want me to serve these, right? Oh, yeah, they're fine. They've only been in there X amount of time. Yeah, well, they're green. They turn green. They're no longer to be served, in my opinion. I don't even know why they turned green. They were just, and they weren't good either. Like, they were really bottom of the barrel type. Hot dogs are bottom of the barrel anyway, but these were even worse. I wonder if they're still the same. I wonder if Dairy Queen do they even still have hot dogs? I wonder. I'm curious. I don't know. I mean, that was a staple food at Dairy Queen for a long time, was the hot dogs. A lot of people, and they'd eat them. People would eat them green. I never understood that either. You give me a green hot dog, I'm going to tell you to take it back and give me one that ain't green. But the thing is, if you wanted a hot dog and that's all they had, it would take 20, 30 minutes because there was no like quick way to cook them. They just put them in the steamer and let them sit there. Probably 15 minutes maybe. I don't know. You think they still have hot dogs? I don't know. I haven't seen a hot dog on the menu, seen one mentioned in a long time. So they do. The Brazier Dairy Queen has hot dogs and burgers. See, what's crazy is our Dairy Queen across the river, which was the only Dairy Queen in this area, and it was across the river in Ohio, it shut down. I wish I could have gotten that Dairy Queen and kept it open as a Dairy Queen, because I think every area should have a Dairy Queen. They got pretty decent food too. Like, the prices are wrong. Ice cream is supposed to be cheap, and it's not. They way over. I think a Blizzard, the last time I seen one, like a large Blizzard's like almost $8. What are we doing? You can buy a whole big thing of ice cream for $8. Go home and make multiple Blizzards type setup. Like, come on, man. I don't like the way that they've jacked their prices up. I will say, I do really enjoy the chicken basket with gravy and the toast and stuff. Like, I've always liked that. And Dairy Queen burgers are pretty decent. They are charbroiled. You put them on a conveyor, and they go through this conveyor, and you can see the flames up kissing them. They're not bad. Sorry about the last couple times. The computer turned off my notification. No worries. Heck, I haven't been around for, I think I went 2 weeks without streaming. I don't know. I was in the hospital with my dad, and then I was at hospice with my dad. And then dude, stop. He passed on Friday, so he passed a week ago yesterday. Stop, dude. Stop. And then we had his funeral on Wednesday. Man, he had a real good looking casket. Wooden casket. First time I'd ever seen a wooden casket. But like I said, my dad was a carpenter. I think he would have appreciated the wooden casket. I thought it was a dang good looking casket. Nope, Mom says she doesn't have that photo. Hang on. Okay. So Scott, this is the third box that Scott has sent. And I've been communicating back and forth with Scott. And I told him, I was like, dude, you really don't need to be sending stuff like this. You don't, it's totally not necessary at all. I'm highly appreciative, and I'm so appreciative to have the almost 9/11 that he sent me all the, and I still got this one. It's got all the boxes and stuff in it. Displays nicely. I mean, there's no way to tell. Actually, yeah, no, there's no date on this, except all the stuff in here. But yeah, I'm super humbled to have stuff that was 5 days. This was made 5 days prior to 9/11 happening. It's the closest thing I've ever come to getting something like right on the 9/11, right at the 9/11 date. Had a couple other 2001s before. I still have one somewhere put up. But now I got the ones that Scott has sent. And there is a box here from Scott that we got to get opened up. So the pink spoon MREs. Huh? Yeah, I'm not a fan of rosemary myself. Just seeing Tim Riley saying dislike rosemary anything. Yeah, I'm not a fan of rosemary. I hesitate to even try to say your name. I know you guys have told me this multiple times. It's like Crot, right? Or is it with a G? Is it like Groot or Kroot? Is that right? I remember it being like Guardians of the Galaxy, you guys saying like Groot, like the tree thing. I appreciate everybody's condolences and well wishes, and I appreciate the prayers that you guys. I went in and told my dad that day. My dad did have a religious streak in him, and I remember it from when I was a kid. He wasn't like church active or anything, but the way me and my dad talked about this, one of the last days when he was in the hospital, one of the first days I went in, he was still able to talk pretty well, and I asked him about his faith and everything, and talked to him about told him that there was people praying for him, and he said that he told me, because I asked him about church and stuff, and he said, I don't believe in, don't think you have to go to church or need to go to church. Anytime two people are talking about faith or God or anything like that, that's church. So their MRE star? Huh. Groat. Boat. Got it. Groat. Wait, it's spelled with, or it's pronounced with a G, right? Like Groat Shamglin. Groat Shamglin. I knew some Shamblins, but that Shamglin is hard for me to say. Groot. See, that's why Groot was stuck in my head. Pink Spoon MREs. I have not seen any of these new MRE Star Pink Spoon MREs, but I will find some, and because if there's a pink spoon, if it's a decent spoon, I want it. Researching ways to make Asian soups. I saw some meat, like this big package, and I think this girl got it off a TikTok shop, but it had 10 different kinds of miso soup in it, and I saw her make a few of them, and it looked pretty good. But if they're super sodium based, I wouldn't even want to mess with them. Just like ramen and stuff. I have lost 20 pounds, so I'm doing good. And I've been sticking to my diet. I've been trying to eat a lot better. I feel a lot better. I feel like I'm doing okay. Wait, there was a cancer awareness? Did a spoon review. That was really good, really. MRE Star stuff, man. I'm just gonna tell y'all right now. I've had plenty of MRE Star stuff back in the day. I stopped getting any of it because it wasn't all that great. I mean, it really wasn't. And the thing is, like, I have a connection to the MRE Star guy. Like, if Kenton happens to show up in the chat, which he probably won't, but MRE Info, that'll be his name on here. If K-Man happens to, it goes by K-Man too, happens to show up in the chat, like, we have had, I have a connection there through him, and I could probably work with them, and if I start pushing my content again at some point when I get my stuff together, which studio's coming soon. I've been pushing. I haven't been home long since Dad, because like I said, the funeral was Wednesday and Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all that, from Friday to Thursday, and then Friday I'm trying to get things back going here, but my mom's not, like, tonight Amber's with my mom, because Mom didn't want to be by herself, so it's going to be a huge adjustment there, huge. I mean, I don't know, my dad was, I can imagine what he would be or was to her, and I know what kind of guy he was, and like, there wasn't no intimidating him. Let's see. Booger Butt, hey, it's good that you're here. Thank you for showing up. These were the first I had. Really liked them. Huh. Well, maybe I should try them out again, because, again, I will definitely try them out looking for a pink spoon, because, again, you know what? I got some old ones laying around somewhere. Let me send you some of them older ones. They are not good. The mains were blah. I mean, just, they were as bland as could be. The main selection sucked. MRE Star was struggling. They were not doing what they should have been doing. Not only that, a lot of their side items were just not it. They just were not it. The MRE Star has done well over the years because they do a lot of disaster relief. They do a lot of, they get a lot of contracts like that, because they don't want, a lot of times they don't want to be using the government issue stuff for whatever reason, even though that's all over the secondary market. Yeah, it's a couple years old. The MRE Star stuff's going to be fresh, but it's also unusually, it was always unusually expensive. Again, like, I remember they sent Steve a pallet of just weird stuff. It was, I can't remember what all it was, but it was odd. And I ended up with a bunch of that, and it got distributed around, and Steve still had like half a pallet of that stuff left over. But again, like, I am more than willing to give them another try. And hopefully they have improved and updated a lot of the stuff that they were doing, because MRE Star was probably the bottom out of my picks, I would say. Yeah. There was MRE Star. What's the other one? I'm drawing a blank on the name right now. They made the blue lines. They made they did these like 12 hours, and then they did these 24 hours, and you got a case, and there was only 4 of them in the case of the 24 hours. I cannot remember what those were. G. Schultz somehow ended up working with that company back in the day, and did a few unboxing and reviews, and he sent me one. It was the first one I'd ever had. XMRE, yes. Germs, yes. I was drawing a blank, man. Like, I could not think. I could picture it in my head, but I couldn't remember. It's been a minute since I've even thought about them. But yeah, G. Schultz sent me one of those a year and a half, 2 years ago. And it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. So Warnick also used to have a pretty decent civilian line. I don't think that they're still selling civilian stuff. It was called EverSafe. Back when they used to do the clear bag with blueprint EverSafes, those were pretty good. The Sapacos, next to last. The Sapacos have always... They're decent, though, because it's usually just all military stuff. It's just light. They would manage to get 1,200 calories in there, but the MREs were that thick, and you'd get 14 in a case, I think it was. You get a case, and they were super cheap back in the day. If you picked them up on a secondary market, you could pick up Sapaco cases for 20, 30 bucks, and they're well worth that. Well worth that. You'd get a drink mix, usually like a cheese spread, crackers, the main, and like a lot of times back then they'd come with like one of those Tootsie Rolls, a little bit thicker, longer, one Tootsie Roll or 2 Tootsie Rolls, and some of them had peanut M&Ms, maybe some Skittles and Reese's Pieces. I do remember some with Reese's Pieces. No, that was EverSafe. EverSafe had the Reese's Pieces. They might have had the peanut M&Ms too. But anyway, the Spacos were worth what you were paying for them back in the day. They just were. The EverSafes were hard to come by. I'm talking back like 2015, 16, 17. They were really hard to come by. Yes, very little variety, Kalen, correct. So you'd end up getting like, out of the 14, you might have 4 or 5 different menus. Usually. Now, I have seen cases, I don't know how it happened, but I had seen cases of the 14, the old Sapaco cases, where you'd get 10 different menus in there. You'd have a couple repeats, but it was rare that there'd be that kind of variety. But, 8 menus out of the 14, you'd get maybe 8, and there'd be a lot of doubles, maybe even triples, quadruples of the same. Like, there'd be a bunch of ravioli, cheese tortellini, what else? There was a bunch of them that showed up a lot, like a bunch of those types of menus that showed up a lot. But again, they were military mains, military spec mains, military spec crackers, military cheese spreads. Can't really complain when you're picking up a case of 14 of these things for 20. And as far as emergency food goes, they were probably the best value that you could get your hands on back in the day. 20, 30 bucks for a case. You get 14, 1,200, 1,300 calorie meals. You can't really complain. I mean, yeah, menu fatigue and all that, but at the same time, like, power goes out, you can't get no food, whatever. That'll work. That will work. That'll get you by. And if you're feeding 4 people and you got 4 of the same menu, hey, we all get to sit down and eat the same thing tonight, or whatever. 1 per night, and we'll spread them out, whatever. You can make it work. The XMRE stuff has always been ungodly expensive. And the MRE Star stuff, ungodly expensive. And the reason for that is because it's fresh. That you're buying them, they were MRE Star stuff. Back in the day, I had stuff that was a week old or less than a week old. I got stuff that was super fresh. But when Bob was doing his stuff, man, I gotta say, we took that for granted. The whole community. I feel like a lot of us. I know I did. I took it for granted. The build your own MRE stuff, and he had he had French stuff and Spanish stuff and German stuff, and you could put whatever you wanted in these meals. And you could get 5 of the same meal. If you had a favorite, you could get 12 of the same. I think I did that once. I think I did a case of all of the same meal because of what I liked. Man, I miss those days. I miss those days. And I, thinking back about it and looking at, like, hindsight, what he was doing, that would be incredibly hard to do, especially now. But that was a feat, what Bob had done. Yeah, I do too. And Bob always kept his prices extremely reasonable, especially when you looked at anything else that was civilian companies that were, again, MRE Star, XMRE, stuff like that. If you compared, there was no comparison. Bob was doing it. Bob was doing a good job. Let me open this box up real quick from Scott. I don't see Scott in the chat. Dang, I hate to open a box and Scott not be here. Hang on. Let me see if I can. Okay, they got that picture. It was the last time we all went on vacation together. I had a picture of all of us. We were getting ready to go on a fishing trip that I had booked. I booked this all fishing trip, and I ended up getting sick. Oh, God, sick. Ocean. I don't like being out on the ocean on a boat that's doing. Just tore my stomach up. That was 2014. 2015, I didn't get to go on vacation for some reason. 2016, in April, I had my leg cut off at work, and I didn't go on vacation again until 2023 when me and Amber went to Hawaii. I went 9 years without. But, look, I went all over the United States filming a TV show. It's not like I didn't go nowhere. I offered for my family to come with me. My family could have came with me anywhere I went for the TV show. They could have came and watched me film the TV. Nobody ever did it. I offered and offered and offered and offered and offered. They picked me up. They picked me up right here with the limo all the time. Every time I went. Every time I'd leave. Which was, I'd be gone for 3 weeks, a month sometimes. It just depended. There was no set, like, okay, we're 3 weeks off a week. There was nothing like that. Okay. Let me see if I can text. I don't know if Scott's got an iPhone or not. Let me see if I can text Scott real quick. No, he does not, because he's not in my. Oh, yeah, he is. Here he is. Oh, wait, there he is. He's here. All right, I was fixing to text you. Good deal. I just saw your message just now, too. All right, here we go. My cat is in the way, so let's do this. Gray guy. I'm happy that you're keeping yourself clean and giving yourself a bath and all that. You think you can do that somewhere else? Here, I gotta move you, buddy. Okay? You happy? You happy, kitty? I'm a happy kitty. I'm a happy kitty. He's a good kitty. He's a good kitty. He's a good kitty. He's a good kitty. Yeah. Alright. Alright, handsome. You gotta get down for me, okay? Whoopsie daisy. Here. Here. Lay right there. Right there. Nope. This is a bad habit you got. You just started doing it. You only been up here twice. You just jumped up there twice in a row. Am I going to have to hold you while I do this? I can't do that. I can't hold you while I do this. But I can put the box where maybe it'll block you. I'm going to put the box where maybe it'll block you. Maybe it'll block you. Here, go over here on this chair. Here. No. You got to stay. Like a dog. You got to stay. Okay. He went to the kitchen. All right. Box from Scott. And then we'll crack into that accessory packet. Yeah, I'll open it from the top. I usually don't do that, but I usually always open from the bottom. It just always seems to work out better that way. But yeah, I told Scott, you definitely don't need to send anything, man. This is unprecedented. 3 boxes almost in a row, or in a row. But let's find out what we got here. I need some of that. And we have a chicken with noodles. I'm going to assume that this is a probably 2001. These look the same, don't they? Oh. This has had a Skittles or something. Sounds like and feels like Skittles is busted in there. Chicken with noodles, 01, I'm going to assume. And a meatloaf. That's a unique-ish, pretty unique menu from back in the day. Meatloaf was not... I've had meatloaf one time. That's the last of the 9/11, Scott said. Dang, dude. You should have kept them. Dang it. They're so good, too. They're in such good shape. Whoever had these, they did a good job at taking care of them, I must say. We have had, what have we had, 3 of these so far? I think we've had 3, and I don't think anything's been bad, really. Maybe a couple little items that weren't, like, perfect, but everything else was, like, virtually fresh. What did we have, cheese tortellini last time? Is that what it was? Yeah. Menu 13. And it was good, wasn't it? I don't know. My memory's a little messed up right now of what happened. That and a lot of accessory packets. I am all about the accessory packets as well. Any of these got that? Thought I seen one. What year are these? What year are these? Whoop. Looks like they're 22s. 2022s. I mean, they're definitely newer because they got Splenda and sugar in them. Which is weird that they're doing that now. It's got like an extra... Nope. Not right now, buddy. Like an extra stamp on it. Those are long. Kind of like similar to how the size of the old accessory packets were. They kind of went away from that longer packet like that. Those are all coffees. They all got coffee. Oh, that's a Mill Cold Weather one. Oh, yeah. That's a little older. That's got Type 2 in it. What year is that? The 80th day of 2019? 2009. Probably 09, judging by what's in here. It could be 19. Could be 2019. Yeah, it's probably 2019 because 2009 they didn't have that toilet paper. So probably 2019. Let's see if there's anything else. Yeah. I don't think they had that creamer packet. It was Giannis Brothers, but it wasn't like this. I think. Because it's still the same Lighthouse toilet paper from this 2022. So that's probably a 2019. I'll bet Scott's probably saying it right now in the chat, and I'm not paying attention. These all have coffee, dude. These are all good ones. You not like coffee? Bunch of matches, too. And is that a creamer? Is that a creamer? Because that's what I need, I think, is a creamer. Yeah! We need that. Is there a sugar? Oh, there's a coffee. That's a bunch of matches, dude. That's a bunch of matches. I need a pack of them out right now, too. All right. Good stuff. I do not like that they went to this. Like, they really cheaped out on the salt. I wish they'd have kept the military packs. I really do. Well, Scott, thank you for the chicken and noodles. That's a big, thick meal right there that's definitely got, I'm assuming, it kind of sounds like, it could be M&M's. Hang on, I'll tell you. Nope, it's got to be a Skittle. It's got to be. I couldn't smash it. I mean, I might have been able to, but I didn't. I pressed hard enough that if it was an M&M, it would have broke. And then the meatloaf. Look how thick that thing is. That is a thick boy meal right there. All the goodies on the inside right there. I'll tell you guys the reason I'm not having an MRE tonight, which I kind of started late anyway, but I have a bunch of food left over from the dinner that we threw for my dad after his funeral. I made the mistake of having my mother-in-law cook and giving her my checkbook, basically, and just letting her get whatever she wanted to cook, whatever she wanted to do. I told her for about 50 people. And, yeah, well, a lot of food. A lot of. 550 bucks. That was basically $10 a head. $10 per person. I should have not. I won't do it again. Lesson learned. But Scott, thank you so much for the box, dude. I really appreciate it. And we are going to do coffee. And coffee instant. So I got a sugar in here. Oh, 2 coffees in here. Look at that. Hey, there's Dan. Smokey and all the bandits. Wait, hey, Smokey and all the bandits. I'm at work, but I was thinking of you, Smokey. It's good to see you're with the people here. I will catch you soon. Well, thank you for the super chat, Dan. Daggone it, you didn't have to do that. I really appreciate that, man. Daggone. I don't know where that came from. It's 2.2 grams net, and this is 2.5 grams net. Huh. Yeah, I don't know where this that's a weird looking coffee, is it not? No idea where I would have. Right away packaging. Huh. You know what? Let's just have a cup that's got scent. Or actually, you know what I have? I got something. What did I do with it? I have some that LC sent. Actually, let's just do one Scott scent. Let's just do that. There we go. Cup of coffee and a smoke. And I am getting a little bit hungry, but I'll eat. Oh, there's one of them salts. There's a creamer. I'll double the creamer. Oh, there's gum. TP. Sugar and Splenda. Red, white, and blue. Made in the USA. Enjoy. Isn't that a Walmart brand? Is Enjoy not? Isn't that a Walmart brand? I could be wrong. Maybe it's not. I thought it was, though. Man, that smells so strong with that gum. Wow. Dude. You gotta get down, bro. Go on. Go. Go on. Go on. Thank you. Okay. Coffee, coffee, coffee. I got a couple coffees here somewhere that LC sent. I just saw them. They were Starbucks. What in the world did I do with those? Let's go. Dude! It's going to bother me. Where did I put them? Huh. I don't know. Don't know where I put those Starbucks coffees. I know I set them over here so I could have them for instances kind of like this. I kind of like this. I don't know if I've had a cup of coffee in this clear cup yet. I can't remember what we done in it last time. Maybe we did coffee. I don't think I've ever had a clear coffee cup before. Before I picked this one up, but I think I was at Habitat for Humanity. I picked it up. Got my little sister a couple records, and that was before Dad got sick. So about a month ago, probably. Sugar. Okay. Somebody just said about the Enjoy. So, anybody ever get unitized group ration tray packs? Yeah, I've had quite a few, Tim. They're a lot of food, dude. They're a lot of food. But there's some pretty good deals last I looked on eBay on the UGRs trays. And they had a bunch of cool desserts and stuff too. They had like blueberry scones or something, which I thought would be good. They had a bunch of cookies and cakes and all kinds of stuff. Oh. Yeah, we're going to double up on the creamer. Yes, sir. Nope. Dropped it. I got a bunch of old alcohol I need to start drinking too. A bunch. And Gabe was wanting to give me a bunch of his stuff too because he can't drink it no more. He's got celiacs, whatever, however you pronounce it. Yeah, it'll be a creamy cup of coffee. Okay. What did I do? I thought. So, hang on. I was going to read about the Enjoy. No, Enjoy is a food service brand you can buy through Sam's or from food services company. Well, if it's at Sam's, that could still be a Walmart brand. Great Values Walmart store brand. Yeah, but I think they do stuff like... well, you probably know. I'm not sure. All right, let's go get some. I'm gonna go get some hot water. Go, dude. I don't want you on my table. Go, go, go. Go, 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 go. Cool. He went outside. Pink spoon MREs. That keeps sticking in my head. I gotta look this up because I haven't seen these pink spoons. I got an Australian spoon though. I'll use that right now. Oh yeah, it's a good looking cup of coffee. I like my coffee fully loaded. So the Canadian sweet and creamy. Always a fan of that. But I just like how you can see. I don't know. I like the clear cup. Okay? I like the clear cup. Now, this accessory packet didn't have matches in it. So Scott's been eating a bunch of MREs to have all these extra accessory packets. And that cup of coffee is way too hot to drink at the moment. It is scalding hot. But that's okay, because I'm going to have a vintage Marlboro. Yep. All right. That'll leave one in the pack. Look at that. That's just perfection. My fingers are rough looking, but sorry about that. Come on, focus on the cigarette, not my fingers. There we go. There's the tobacco. It's nicely packed. I don't remember. Actually, I'll be honest. I think, if my memory serves me correctly, I opened this one up. Me and Josh were in California, and I opened a couple different accessory packets because I always leave one or two in the pack. But I opened a couple different accessory packets while we were out in California, sharing with a few people while we were out there, letting them get the vintage tobacco experience. And I'm 90% sure that's where that accessory packet is from. So I did a good job packing them when I opened them, which is good. Oh, wow. That smells amazing. Oh. It smells strong of tobacco. Really nice, strong. Kind of a little bit of a bitter note to it on the scent. Olfactory glands there. Matches. Wait. Some right here. My dad wasn't me. My dad was in the hospital, and then he was in hospice, and then he passed. So, I don't even know why I do this. It's not like after I light it, it doesn't help, but twist and roll on the tip there. Wow. I mean, I smell some mint from the gum. Look here. There's an indicator. The really good shape interdental stimulator, which isn't just a toothpick. It isn't. It's wider. It's got a flat spot, and it's meant to be chewed on the flat end, and it will fray. And then you take it and you clean every individual tooth, and they are mint flavored as well. Made by Trackmark. That didn't register for a second. TRAEC, Trekmark. MARK, Trekmark. Yep. Oh, it's Stimudent. Anyway, so that puts it, well, like I said, probably 69, 70, 71. 72, so no good. Oh, and look at that. Nice little box of green chiclets, spearmint. Cardboard, the mint. You can even smell the tobacco on them. That's right. Well, that's got 2 coffees in it. I don't know if it's got a creamer and sugar in it, though. I didn't dig that far. Filter kills these things, man. This tobacco smells so good. I'm tempted to rip the entire filter off of it, because that tobacco smells so amazing. Oh, it smells really, really nicely aged. It has that really nice vintage tobacco scent. But on the dry hit, it's all it tastes is filter. Kind of tastes bland, spongy. Man, I'm tempted to cut that filter off. I don't know if I'd ruin it or not. I guess I could rip the filter off and then smoke it backwards. What do you guys think? Should I non-filter this Marlboro? That tastes pretty good. I look, so with the old filtered smokes, they do taste better than a normal smoke, but they also they are very neutraled, dumbed down by the filters. The filters, I mean, look at that thing. Couldn't be any more clean, white, spongy filter. And then it just, I mean, I taste a little bit of the mint. Can't hardly taste the tobacco through the filter. Man, this is like sacrilegious to cut the filter off of this thing. I think I'm going to do it, though, because I think it'll be way better. Oh, I don't know. Just smoke it filtered. Ugh. Smoking it filtered will still be good. It'll last longer that way, too. Yeah, let's do that. Once I light it, I can still non-filter it. We'll see. I'll just have to smoke it from the full end. Here we go. pretty good. It's very strong, even with the filter. Very strong. Very bitter. There's definitely a bitterness going on with this particular batch of tobacco. Man, is it smooth though. I miss the old Marlboro so bad. Oh, this is what it used to be. I mean, this used to be the brand, and this used to be the smoke. And now it's it's Pall Malls now. You can't afford to smoke American Spirits unless you're. I mean, I guess some people can, but now it's these, and they're charging $10 a pack for these now in West Virginia. Super smooth, very flavorful. There's not anything that sticks out to me, and that's probably because of the filter, I would say. No floral notes, no woodsy notes, nothing crazy. $6, that's it? That's cheap. That's cheap. My goodness, that's cheap. If Pall Malls are $6 in Florida, when I come down there, I'll have to stock up. I'll buy a whole case. I gotta quit. After what I just seen with my dad, I've got to quit. Got to quit. I will still indulge in a vintage smoke every now and again. Probably a little more often once I quit, to be honest. Two-pack deals even cheaper. Well, I can't remember. They don't even advertise the price for them, but I know the last time I got them, they were 100 a carton. So, all right. Coffee. Super hot. Super good. Nice creamy cup of coffee. I don't know what it is about these. These two go together. The aftertaste is not great, but in the moment, this is like the Breakfast of Champions right here. 1970, you know? Oh, I can imagine being being stuck in a place you shouldn't be in, for sure. Probably wouldn't want to be in. Probably in some sort of jungle somewhere. Just cracked open your MCI. Got you a smoke and a cup of coffee. This would be the way to finish out a breakfast of any kind, or none. This is good enough. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good quality tobacco right there. It is. Like, that's the thing. The tobacco quality in this Marlboro right here, it's definitely on the caliber of what they're putting in, or better. This is better. This is better than what they're putting in American Spirits. Probably not a bunch of additives or anything. You don't taste any of that weird, like new smokes. There's definitely a chemical taste to them, in my opinion. What I can taste. Just enjoy this. It's not every day. Not every day you get to have this type of experience. Still super smooth, even getting that close to the filter. Super smooth. Absolutely no harshness to it whatsoever. And it's got maybe a puff and a half left on it. One more and the filter will collapse. That's when I tap out. It did burn a little quick. But I had that thing stuck in a cigar box for a long time. My mustache is getting more coffee than I am. Dang, look at the steam coming off of that. It's still pretty hot. Still really hot. I gotta say, man, the Marlboros from back in the day are really, when it comes to a filtered smoke, they're top tier. They really are. I don't need to put this down. I don't even know what ended up happening today. Does anybody know? Did they I haven't heard like riots happening, so did people get their EBTs and stuff? Because I haven't been paying attention. In the rear with the gear. Yeah, that'd be the place to be, for sure. If you could get back there. I need to make a trip to Florida. That's the first time my dad ever flew. I didn't know that. I found that out. Well, I didn't find it out, but it came up. About probably 9 years ago, he flew down to Florida. He's got a bunch of family. Well, he's got family down in Florida. My dad. And I seen pictures of him. He went on a fishing trip while he was down there. He was a simple guy. Really. Real simple guy. Bought a tray pack of cinnamon rolls with the white icing. Tim, you'll have to let me know how those are, because I ain't never had them. Unless they're like the cinnamon rolls that they might be more of the like Bridgeford style, and then you get some icing with them. I don't know. I've had the chocolate cake. I've had the pancake one with the syrup. I've had a bunch of different cookie ones. I tried a corned beef hash one back in the day, which was out of a metal tray. The metal trays don't it's not that they don't hold up. It's the metal trays. You know, the metal. The metal's a problem. What else have I had? Let's see. We had a whole group ration one time. I can't even remember what all was in it. With the cans of corn, and we had, what else was it? No, it's been like 10 years ago. Been a long time ago. But I will say, the last time I looked, it seemed like you could get a whole entire UGR for like $130. That's your main, your sides, your dessert, your serving utensils, everything, trays, drinks, everything, and it feeds 18 people. That would have been a cool thing to do after my dad's funeral. Feed everybody a bunch of UGRs. Nah, but I could have done that. I might do that at a family reunion or something. Get a UGR and take it to a family reunion. Heat everything up, whatever needs heated up. It could be all right. I mean, again, it feeds 18 people. I've seen some pretty good ones. The UGRs, you can get different mains, stuff that's not the same as MREs. And it all comes in them trays too. And those actually cook up pretty good. Or heat up pretty good, whatever. They heat up pretty good. And, I mean, again, if you need to feed a bunch of people, what is that? What's that break down to? Like $7 a person? Something like that. It's been a while since I've looked. Let's see what we can find real quick. It's been a while since I've looked on eBay at anything. Okay, here's individual trays. Let's see what they got. They're $20 a piece. They have breakfast cake, which is the one that comes with the syrup. I've had it before. It's a little weird. I ain't gonna lie. A little weird. The red velvet cake, pretty decent, to be honest. The icing is a little weird. I don't know what it is about that icing that's just strange. It's kind of got like a almost like a petrol, like a gas, like, I don't know. It's strange. It's got a weird taste to it. They're out of stock on almost everything. They had Golden Harvest cake, which I got one of those in there. The Golden Harvest cake comes with regular icing. It's not bad. Or does it come with chocolate? I can't remember. Let me see. No, it comes with white icing. The breakfast cake with maple flavored syrup. Carrot cake, I've had that one. I liked it. The blueberry pastries, which I think is like a blueberry scone. I think they're triangle shaped. I've never had those. The red velvet cake with white icing, I like that one. The yellow cake with chocolate icing, I like the yellow cake. And I typically, I did eat some of the chocolate icing, but it wasn't really my thing. Chocolate muffins. They had cinnamon rolls with icing. They still got those? Let's see. Cinnamon rolls. Yep, they still got those. Lemon loaf with white icing. I've never seen that one before. Lemon loaf with white icing. I'd like to see that one. Apple spice breakfast cake. I have not seen that one in the UGR before, and that's what, right there. Let's see if they got that one in stock. Nope, it's out of stock. Chocolate peanut butter. Wait a minute. Cookie chocolate crunch peanut butter with chocolate chips. Okay. This is the chocolate cake with cherry fruit topping. Chocolate Anyway, they come with a cherry topping. And then white chocolate chip cookies with cranberries. I've had those before, and they're okay. I mean, they're all right. Nothing to write home about. That's MRE Depot. That's where you got your cinnamon rolls at, I think. Let's see. Right now, I'll tell you what they got in stock. They got chocolate peanut butter cookie with chocolate chips. They got the lemon loaf with white icing. I kind of like to buy that one myself. I think I might try that one. They got the cinnamon rolls. They got the chocolate muffins. They got the blueberry pastries, and they got the breakfast cake. That's what they got in stock. They're $20 and free shipping. There's 18 servings in each one, so I think there's still 18 servings in them. Let me see if I can read one of these. Probably not. Yep, 18 servings per container. So yeah, the blueberry pastry one, you'll get 18 blueberry pastries in there. Let's see what else we can find here. Oh. An entire pallet of HDRs wrapped and labeled with a FEMA tag. $1,300. An entire pallet. Yikes. Looks like MRE prices have went up a little bit. Or maybe a lot. Yeah. $46.50 is what I'm seeing cheapest right here. 2022s. There's our HDR stuff. There's a Brazilian Navy MRE for sale. It's open for bids. It wants $65 shipping. Must not be in the United States. HDR stuff. Where you at? No. Good Lord. A Norwegian Arctic is going for $45 and $13 shipping. That's $58 for a Norwegian Arctic. Those meals are too small to be charging $58. Here's a chocolate muffin. They're wanting $30-some for this tray. Well, there's a picture of what the chocolate muffins look like. Well, that's cool that you get to see it. Some Kazakhstan on there. Some meal cold weathers. No way. One meal cold weather's $40. UGR dinner with corned beef, $130. Not bad. That is not bad. That should be a breakfast, right? Chicken chili. There's another weird main. Weird-ish main. Let's see. Any more UGRs? Well, I'm probably going to have to go back to my original list. It's not popping up in related here for some reason. I do like seeing the Bradford stuff on here too. They get Mexican tacos. 3-pack of them is $22. That's crazy. 3-pack of apple turnovers, $15. That's $5 a piece. You can buy MREs right now for $5 a piece. Actually less than $5 a piece. If you know which one's got an apple turnover in it, maybe none of them. But still, you get 12 desserts for 40. I think it's 40. What did I just see? Hang on, I'll tell you. So far, the cheapest case I've seen is $46.50, which is like less than $4 a meal. $3.80-ish, $3.90, somewhere along there, probably. I'm just guessing. But yeah, I'd much rather go that route. Okay, here we go. What do we got here? We got turkey sausage patties. That's one entire UGR. That's the main. I don't know what this is. M-E-N-U-T. Minut. I don't know what. Oh, I think they meant menu. Oh, 2 sausage links is what you get for your main. Menu 3 is turkey cutlets. Menu 4 is beef filled fajitas. Menu 5 is Southern style chicken chili. That's actually the one that I had marked. And then menu 6 is spaghetti with meatballs, which the UGR spaghetti with meatballs is going to be way different than the MRE spaghetti with meatballs. So it might be decent. And let's see. That comes with, let's check the description here because, oh, here we go. Breakdown. This is what they come with. Menu 1 is the turkey sausage patties. So you get 1 tray of turkey sausage patties, and that's 18 servings. 1 tray of apple cinnamon oatmeal. Ugh. 1 tray of blueberry pastries. 1 bag of peanut butter and jelly. 18 plain M&M packages. 18 tortillas, a bag of coffee, 1 pouch of iced tea with lemon powder mix, 18 cups, trays, and utensils, and the accessory packet. Menu 2 is the sausage links, and you get a tray of apple spiced breakfast cake, 1 pouch of egg mix, 18 servings, 1 bag of peanut butter and jelly, 18 tortillas, plain M&Ms, a box of hot cocoa, sweet, a bag of coffee, 1 pouch of iced tea with lemon, 18 cups, trays, utensils, and accessory packet. Menu 3, you get a tray of turkey cutlets, 1 tray of sweet potato casserole, 1 tray of apple dessert, 1 huge can of sweet corn, 1 huge can of green beans, 18 plain M&Ms, 1 pouch of lemonade powder mix, 1 pouch of grape powder mix, 18 cups, trays, and utensils, and accessory packet. Menu 4 is the beef fajita filling. So it's a tray of beef fajita filling, a tray of brown rice, 1 tray of white chocolate chip cookies, 18 tortillas, plain M&Ms, a huge can of green beans, a huge can of fruit cocktail, 1 pouch of orange powder mix, 1 pouch of grape powder mix, 18 cups, trays, utensils, and accessories. Menu 5, Southern style chicken chili. You get a tray of white rice, a tray of carrot cake, 1 huge can of fruit cocktail, 1 huge can of peas and carrots, 18 plain M&Ms, a pouch of lemonade, a pouch of iced tea with lemon, 18 cups, trays, and utensils, and accessory packet. The spaghetti one comes with 1 tray of spaghetti and meatballs, 1 tray of white rice, 1 tray of carrot cake with icing, huge can of fruit cocktail, huge can of sliced carrots, M&Ms, pouch of iced tea with lemon, a pouch of orange powder mix, 18 cups, trays, utensils, and accessory packet. What is the white rice with spaghetti for? That is weird. Come on. They got to have something better that they could have added than white rice. Anything would have been better. Basically anything. Look, with the Southern style chili, as long as it's coming with tortillas, you could put that chili and some rice on a burrito. Like that would make a decent burrito. Make a wrap, whatever. But the spaghetti and meatballs with white rice, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, but what are you going to do? Just eat white rice? Yeah, they're separate, they're fine, but together they make no sense. And there's nothing to go with the white. It's just there's nothing to go with the white rice. There's not even tortillas in this thing. So, which I mean, not that you have to have tortillas if you have rice, but again, what else were the sides? There was a tray of brown rice that came with the beef fajita filling, sweet potato casserole, and the turkey cutlet one. That's like a Thanksgiving meal. I might try to get that one because that'd be good for that'd be good. Apple spice breakfast cake, pouch of eggs. blueberry pastry, cinnamon oatmeal, and they gotta have something like cornbread or something that they could have added with. I would eat cornbread with spaghetti before I would eat rice with spaghetti. It's so weird. So weird. What else? What else? What else? Is that just the breakfast cake? Okay, breakfast cake's $20. Here's a case of First Strike rations for $157.50 shipped. That's a little on the high end. It's not bad. I mean, it's still putting you like $17 a ration, $18 a ration. If you're buying a case, it should be a little cheaper. What else we got here? What are these? Oh, they're out of stock on everything. I still want that lemon one. Lemon loaf with white ice. Was it lemon loaf? I can't remember what it was called. Something like that. Oh, an Italian on here for only $120. And it doesn't have the alcohol in it. If you're going to get one, find one with the alcohol. I mean, that's the only reason it would be worth $120. The Italians, I'm not a fan, but that's just me, I guess. Whoa. Well, I guess this is not cheaper than the $46.50. Case A and B shipped $100. That's not bad. And they're 2022s. Any more UGRs? Here's some 2023s for $54. That's not too bad. E-ration. What? What's an E-ration? Oh. Ooh. Looky here. This sounds good. This is a dinner. UGR -E. E, what's the E for? Anyway, buffalo chicken breast strips, glazed carrots, chocolate crunchy cookies, chocolate chunky peanut butter cookies, and white rice. So the buffalo chicken breast strips and white rice, probably some tortillas in there, I would think. Hang on, there's a whole list right here. So this comes with the buffalo chicken strips in sauce tray, the cookies, chocolate chunky peanut butter with chocolate chips, a thing of carrots, a thing of white rice, beverage-based grape, peanut butter pan-coated, so Reese's Pieces. Get big bags of those. 1 bag of hot sauce, coffee, non-dairy creamer, butter granules, so the powdered butter, 18 mesh trays, hand cleaners. I don't know what those are. That's individual. I don't know what those are. Probably wet wipes. 2 dining packets. I don't know what those are either. 2 solid serving spoons, 1 slotted serving spoon, 1 trash bag, 1 disposable gloves, 1 box cutter, 4 Type 2 heater modules, 2 plastic pull tabs. 2 plastic pull tabs. You know, that's what everything is. And it's all barely out of date. It went out of date the 8th and 9th month of 2025 was the inspection date. But hey, the buffalo chicken one sounds pretty good. It's only 145 shipped, 115 and 40 shipping. Pawnbrokers is who's got it. What was the other ones? They were 139. Is that what they were for the MRE Depot ones? Well, that's a different one. Buffalo chicken. I like I like that. I like that. And that is a big old box to shift too. Just so y'all know. I don't know if we can get a good idea. You can't really get an idea how big that box is right there. But it's about that long, about that tall, or well, not that tall, that wide. Shit. Oh, case just fell apart. Pretty good sized box. Bet there's a weight on this thing. How much the whole thing weighs. Let me see. Huh. I'm sure it's got a weight on it somewhere. I don't know. If I was to guess, I'd say it probably weighs 60 pounds, probably. 50, 60 pounds. Let's see what else is on here. That was a pretty good find right there, buffalo chicken. That's cool, that's cool, that's cool. 2024 First Strike rations. For a case, they are wanting 1-pack, 3-pack, a case. $144. Not bad for 2024s. Not bad. They were November of 2024. November 27th, 2024. Not bad. Not bad. What else is on here? I'm just looking at the UGR stuff, mainly. There's your turkey cutlets. Holy. Hang on a second. Is that just for the turkey cutlets? Or is it for the whole tray, or the whole meal? My Lord, they want $60 just for the turkey cutlets. There is no way that's right. They want $60 just for the tray. Well, they want 30 and 30. 30 shipping, 30 for the tray. Whew. That's a lot. It's a lot. It's a bunch. It's a whole lot. There's some 2023, late 2023 MREs, 54 case. Not bad. The prices are not bad. They're not bad. Beef fajita filling, and they want 60 for it. Anybody had these? I've seen these pop up a couple times. These Algo, is that what they're called? Algo, maybe? Algo Outdoors. Menu 1, French toast. Ooh. Yeah, you can't make a French toast in Maine. You can't do it. It's just not. That's not a meal. Yes, I get the calories are there, but I'd be disappointed if this is what I had for my meal. What's the calorie count? I don't know. It doesn't matter. They threw a chocolate protein drink powder in there with 270 calories. They're trying to calorie pack with this side stuff, and not a fan. Not a fan. I ordered a couple of them buckets. I don't even know what I did with them. I ordered them, and then I don't even remember opening them. I ordered Mountain House buckets. And then there was a lady that had a whole bunch of the The chicken breast with mashed potatoes, if you guys have ever had that one. Oh, it's my favorite. It's my favorite. When it comes to the freeze-dried stuff that you could buy, you can't buy them now. As far as I know, it's still gone. The mashed potatoes and chicken breast. I think you got 2 chicken breasts in them too. Some of them, but I bought 12 of them off a lady. Got a good deal on them because they were old. They were like 2012s or something. She was just wanting to get rid of them. I wish I'd have bought more because she had like 30 of them, and I think I only got 12. I gave a couple away, and then I haven't seen them in a long time. It's cooled down now. It's got more flavor when it cools down. Huh? Okay. These are 1986. Or this is a 1986 MRE that's been opened. Fruit mix does not look any good. I mean, they want $15 for it. This sucks that it's open. What was the meal? Turkey diced with gravy. Chicken tetrazzini. 2021. Okay, maybe. Chicken tetrazzini seems like an old menu for me. Hey, look at that. Oh, shipping's a bit high. It's going to save $50 for that. It's not too awful bad. Because it's a dry version. It's the freeze-dried version. Well, I think I've went through all the UGR stuff that's on here. There's not a whole lot. There was more the last time I was looking. Well, there's 2 cases of MREs for 90 or 89, so that'd be $44.50 a case shipped. It's not bad. Not bad. Holy! Look at that. They want $260 for that French. Rare French Army 24-hour first strike ration. Excuse me, $260. Call me different, call me biased, call me crazy. There are no modern rations worth $100. There just aren't. There's nothing that comes with enough food to justify spending $100 on one ration. They want $260 for that. The only thing that I would spend that kind of money on, single ration wise, it better be coming with like 2 full packs of smokes. Because in my opinion, the packs of smokes are worth at least $50 a pack. Look, $2.50 a smoke. Yeah, no more than, I mean, a pack lasts a year or whatever, and then you get to share them. But yeah, it's going to have to be something pre-70s that I'm pretty guaranteed to be getting like a full pack of smokes out of or something. I mean, I got a few full packs of smokes in old rations laying around here. And when I say full packs, I mean 20 packs, like full big packs. I've got an accessory pack can. I've got a couple older rations that I know. I got an abandoned ship that I know is going to have something super cool in it. I have a case. I don't know I actually don't think any of us have ever seen a 1958 MCI, but I have a partial case of 1958 MCIs that's going to have some smokes in it. I don't know what all's in there. I've never dug around in it or anything, but that's going to be a fun one to go through. And extremely rare. First year, it's going to be interesting to go through. Then I also have a 1959 case or a 58 case, I think. No, can't be 58. Maybe it's a 1960. I don't know. I know that it has the yellow ones in it, and that case is still wire sealed, glued. It's completely sealed still. That's going to be a fun one to go through. And it was pretty heavy, if I remember correctly. But both of those, let me tell you, that's the most expensive thing I've ever bought was that 1958 case of MCIs. I don't even want to say. I can't even remember what I paid for it. I'm sure I could look it up. I got it on eBay. But I do remember, it's been a few years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. But I do remember, like, that one hurt. that one hurt my ego a little bit. I was like, I feel like an idiot paying this. But try to preserve a little history, man. One of these days, we're going to get that museum set up, going, running, and permanent. If I could possibly maybe acquire and get the town to work with me, I could maybe, there's a perfect museum across the river over in Pomeroy, Ohio. But it's linked, it's with a house. And I know I showed you guys this a long time ago, and it's still sitting over there empty. But something has happened in the last, I don't know, probably 6-8 months ago. There was a 4-car garage across the street, and that across the street's like in a weird floodplain, but a fence went up down through there and blocked off that 4-car garage, which makes me wonder, did somebody buy that? Like, what is going on? I don't know what's going on with that, but the house is still sitting there empty, and the museum is still sitting there empty. And there was a great big bell out in front of the museum sitting on a concrete pad that you, like, with a wheel on the side of it where you could ring it, I guess. And that bell disappeared. All the bells have disappeared almost. That's a weird conspiracy theory, but I think there's something to it. So here's something that's kind of hit the mainstream media that I've been paying attention to since the very beginning. You guys have probably heard about it by now, but the 3-eye atlas, what do you guys think about that? I'd love to see what you guys think in the chat. Yeah, I can't wait to get something set up. I hope to have my studio done before Christmas. The plan is to have it done before Thanksgiving. So if Dad was going to be around another Thanksgiving, I wanted to have it up there for sure and have him in there. I want to have it done anyway. The apartment and my studio. Do you guys know about the 3-eye atlas thing? It's gotten very interesting. Oh, wow. I was shutting out my eBay and I clicked on this. See that? One of the best MREs I've ever had, right there, was a tie. And that was Steve hooked me up with a tie. I did a review on it. I ate, I don't know, half of it or so, and I stuck the other half in the refrigerator. And when I reheated that other half, that is by far the best food that I've ever had out of an MRE. And it was It was a kind. I think it was a kind of curry. I'd have to go back and check my video. I want to say it was beef or something, but it must have been chicken. I don't know. I can't remember, but man, was it good. I remember it being really good and like thinking this is the best food I've ever had come out of an MRE. Better than corned beef hash even. Y'all know I'm a huge fan. Most of y'all know I'm a huge fan of the vintage corned beef hashes from 1994 back. First year corned beef hash would have been 88, 87, let's see, 86, 87, 88, 88 or 89, I can't remember. It's a good cup of coffee. Bill's Brew, the new stuff. Anyway, yep, doing pretty good. I lost 20 pounds. I stepped on a scale last night for the first time, I don't know, other than like a doctor's appointment on my own in years. And I was like, this can't be right. There's no way this is right. So I double checked it and it was right. I was shocked, but it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Sounds vaguely familiar. Okay, so 3-Eye Atlas is this, what do they call it? It's a interstellar object that came into our solar system from another solar system, from outside the solar system. And its trajectory was basically, if we were to set up a trajectory to go by all the planets and the sun and everything, if humans, if we were to set it up, this thing was on the exact same trajectory that we would set up. But here's where it gets weird. So right before the government shutdown, or right after, actually, it came up. Now we have a Mars probe that is able to send photos back here, maybe even video. Well, the cameras went off right before that thing arrived to Mars. Now, there have been independent people tracking it, and apparently it stopped next to Mars. Hung out for a minute. I don't know how long, but regardless, it has changed directions multiple times. It has sped up and slowed down multiple times. It was just going by the sun, and they were look, with AI, it's hard to tell what's real and what's not anymore. So I'm not even going to reference like, well, I seen a video and I'm sure that, no, I don't know anymore. Neither do you. Neither does anybody. So apparently, what they're saying is when it was going by the sun, our sun, it started spraying off a bunch of water. And I don't know how they could know what the composition of the thing is, but they act like they know what the composition of the thing is, and it's really heavy in nickel. And the metals that were used, or that it's made of, is basically the same metals that we would use, because you can't put any iron in anything that goes to space, because iron doesn't do well in space. And look, I have wrestled with this topic, whether or not we actually went to the moon. But if you look at what the science is, what their own science is, on the Van Allen radiation belt, and how much lead that you would have to have lining the walls of any space container that you'd have to pass through there, it's not possible. It's not possible. It's not possible so far. So, was that the biggest lie ever? Or am I an idiot for not believing that we went to the moon? I don't know. I don't know what to believe when it comes to that. I really don't. I'm not necessarily a denier. I don't know. I don't know. And then you hear astronauts, multiple of them, including Buzz. Buzz has said some things that flat out indicated that they never went. That's number one. Number two, there was an astronaut. Well, there's multiple actually, so not number two, but number two in my mind. There was an astronaut recently, within the past month or so, that just flat out said, humans have never left low Earth orbit. We've never been able to go really out there. So when you really start looking into things and you look at NASA fakes footage so often, it's unbelievable. The bloopers, or whatever you want to call them, the crap that they have out there, where they live stream all the time. They live stream stuff all the time, and they get like, there's glitches, there's wires, look it up. If you don't believe me, look it up. You'll see. And this is their own footage, not footage that was made up. Now, this AI is going to complicate things in our day-to-day life in the world. AI is doing some really diabolical things. I don't know if you guys have kept up with that at all, but it was probably right before the stuff with my dad happened that I heard this story, and I saw all the chat logs of this young man. I think he was 13 or 14 years old. He was talking back and forth with ChatGPT. Okay, it's not like one of the obscure other AI models. It was ChatGPT. And the chat logs were insane. The stuff that ChatGPT was telling this kid to do. And then ultimately what he did do, that ChatGPT talked him into doing. Flat out. That kid's no longer here, so I don't know what I can say on YouTube. But he's no longer here, and it's directly because of what ChatGPT told him to do. Can't believe I forgot to take the microphone down. Wow. Anyway, if you guys haven't seen that, I would highly recommend seeing that. Seeing the chat log. If it hasn't been wiped off the internet already. That's another thing that really bothers me. If you go back to pre-2016, 2015, I don't know what year Google bought YouTube, but that's around the time that things started to disappear off of YouTube and Google. Information just started not being there anymore. You'd go to look for something that you've seen before, you can't find it because it ain't there anymore. Google's wiped it off the face of the earth. It doesn't exist anymore. That really bothers me. It should bother everyone. If you have not seen anything about 3i Atlas, I'm not trying to worry you or anything like that. I don't know if there's anything to worry about. I don't know, but it is something that it's real and it's coming. And here's my thing. Let's just for 1 second think, if this thing was on a collision course with us, would they tell us? Oh, that reminds me about, it may have been days ago, may have been 3 or 4 days ago, may have been a week ago. NASA deployed basically a defense probe. That's what they're calling it. So something that can defend Earth from something in space. Again, if this thing is headed right for us, why are we not all getting together and trying to pull a, what was that movie? Was it Armageddon with Bruce Willis? Which I've seen Bruce was in bad shape. I don't think he passed away, but he was not doing well last I seen. I don't know what kind of guy he was, but You know, a lot of us grew up watching his movies and stuff, and watched him on TV. I remember him being with what was it, Sybil Shepherd? Wasn't that they had it like a TV show, didn't they? Bruce Willis, wasn't he on? I can't remember the name of that TV show that he used to be on. Oh, it's right on the tip of my tongue. Well, that's going to bother me. I think he used to have a TV show. Moonlighting, was that it? Oh, wow. I grew when I was growing up in the 80s and 90s, I watched everything. I grew up, like, the television raised me. I watched everything. And I liked everything. Most of the TV shows that were on back then, I liked them. And that I'm sure that was more of an adult-themed television show, and I watched it. It's the first thing that came up in the YouTube search engine. Three-Eye Atlas is the first thing. Okay. Yeah, well, I'm not trying to worry you, but I think everybody should at least be aware of what is going on. I don't know if they wouldn't tell us or not. I don't know. Worldwide panic. Hey, if you only got 2 weeks and this thing's going to hit, what would the world look like for that 2 weeks? Woo. Be rough. Be rough. Be doing some crazy stuff. There'd be some crazy stuff. If y'all ever watch Rick and Morty, Rick and Summer go to like these planets that are having world-ending events. Like one of them, they're getting ready to get sucked into a black hole, and like the stuff that was happening on those planets, pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. I don't know that that's what would happen here. Who knows what would happen? Who knows? We can imagine. I'll bet you we all put a little thought into it. We can imagine what would be going on. It would be chaos. Be chaos. And who knows, man? Who knows? There's some weird stuff going on right now. Could be Project Bluebeam. I don't know. I don't know. If you don't know about that, that's something. That's a thing. Here. I keep coming back to this though. Look, I know Werner von Braun was a Nazi. After we ended the war, we took a bunch of their scientists, brought them over here. He was the main one that was running the space program, the rocket program, all that here. He told his assistant, you can look this up, you can verify this, whatever. This information should still be out there, I would think. He told his lifelong assistant that worked for him the entire time that he was over here in America that if there was ever an alien invasion or anything of the sorts like that, he told her that if that ever happened, it would be the United States government behind it. That's what he said. I don't know if he was a good man or not. Probably not. Not ultimately. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. You know, I think a lot of people got forced into situations during that thing over in Germany that I don't know. Yeah, what would you do to survive? I think that's something a lot of people don't think about and ask themselves. Like, yeah, they were forced into a lot of really awful and horrible situations that I'm sure a lot of them didn't. But then again, you had the other ones that were, what are they called, nihilists, that wanted to just wipe out populations of people. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. The context is lost on me because you would have had to have been there and you'd have had to dealt with it to understand it. Don't think I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Well, depends on what you call involved. Really. I think he definitely did some things while he was over there. Again, I don't know that it was necessarily voluntarily or enthusiastically. So I'm not judging. I'm not judging. It is what it is. But what I will say is the guy was connected at the deepest levels over here, all the way up until his passing, and even on his headstone. Kind of a weird thing on his headstone. You can look this up as well. But there's a Bible quote on his headstone about the firmament. Take from that what you will. But his statement to his assistant or secretary, whatever you want to call her. I don't know what her official title was, secretary or assistant. I'm not sure. I think it was assistant. But she came out and said that, and this is what he told her on his deathbed, that if anything like that ever happened, that it would be the United States government behind it. So it's gotta make you think. Something like it, we all have seen and heard, and what's been unraveling. Are the two connected? Likely. Likely, yes. Is that all that's going on? Probably not. I think there's a lot that we don't know about that's being kept from us, and we're living in a strange world right now. Not what I imagined 2025 to be like. It's been an odd year for me in more ways than one. But 3i Atlas is going to be it's going to be interesting. Basically, anytime mid-month all the way up. So I also seen, now look, you can take this with a grain of salt, or you can fully believe in this, or you can think it's bullcrap. But the remote viewers, seems like there's some legitimacy to the remote viewing. I think that humans are capable of some pretty extraordinary things, and I think you could probably train yourself to do quite a lot. And I think that's one of them. That's my personal thoughts. And I think the proof has been out there for a long time that there are certain people that have trained themselves to be capable of doing things like that. Well, apparently, a couple different remote viewers have went to this thing, and I'm going to leave it at that. If you want to know what's going on with that, look into it, because it gets really, really interesting if you go down that rabbit hole of the remote viewers who went to 3i Atlas and what the results of that were. I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe nothing. It could just pass by, or not. I don't know. I know it's definitely done some weird stuff as of right now. Stuff that I can't explain. Stuff I don't think anybody can actually explain. There's also been some, I don't know if you guys get into or have seen the Buga spear, the Buga spear. I think it's Buga spear. And then there was another thing that this guy found. I don't know how legitimate this one was, but the Buga spear is real. Like, that thing is very interesting. And they claim that it's like 12,500 years old, and there's video of it flying around and like crashing, and the guy and all the testing, and it gets interesting. But another guy found a cylinder. Well, it crashed in front of him in the Arizona desert, and it's like this cigar-shaped cylinder that's it's probably about, I don't know, it might be that long. I don't know, it's pretty good size, and it's probably about that big around. And it's got the same markings on it as the spear does. And there's no weld marks, there's no nothing. And it's interesting. It's interesting. I haven't seen much about it because I haven't been on the internet. I haven't been on the internet in weeks. I haven't messed around. I ain't looked at nothing. The whole time I was in the hospital, and with that, I was focused on that. I didn't sit there and look around on my phone and stuff. I didn't do that. But there's some weird stuff going on, you guys. It's definitely worth looking into. I'm not saying one way or another. I'm not trying to be a crazy conspiracy theory. I don't know. But there's some weird stuff going on. And it's worth looking into. But yeah, I probably won't leave this live stream. Yeah, I will. Screw it. It's fine. It's fine. I'll leave the live stream up. Even though there's not a meal included. It doesn't matter. I got a bunch of leftover food that I need to eat, though. There's turkey, mashed potatoes, stuffing, deviled eggs, broccoli salad, macaroni salad. Lots of food. And today's Saturday. That stuff was cooked Wednesday morning for the funeral. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, I got to eat that stuff. Anyway, guys, I am going to get off here. It was great having everybody show up and kind of trying to get back in the groove of this. It was good to talk to you guys and have a vented smoke and a cup of coffee. And thanks again to Scott for sending that box. I'm sure he's long gone by now, but I'll text him and let him know. And thank you guys for all of the condolences and well wishes and the prayers for my dad. Everything that you guys, it makes a difference. And I'm appreciative. For sure. But alright, guys. Thanks to my patrons. Thank you guys for showing up and hanging out. And I guess all I got left to do now is say thank you guys for hanging out. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Later.